Hey team, this is David Farmer, Senior National Sales Director from Houston, Texas, and welcome to Training for Champions. I want to talk to you a little bit today about getting ownership in your business. You know, one of the things that I really enticed me about this company when I started the business 14 years ago was the idea of ownership, being able to actually own your business. And in Primerica today, there's lots of different ways to get ownership. There's different tenures and so forth to get it. But the one way that I think everybody should go for is to get your income to $300,000 a year. When you make $300,000 a year, you have full ownership of your business. So when I heard that, all I wanted to do was give me a clear path. Just tell me how I had to do that. And there's lots of ways in Primerica to go out and make $300,000 a year. There's people in Primerica that could possibly go out and do that with their own pen. What I wanted to do is I wanted to build a business to get there. I wanted to develop regional vice presidents. I didn't want to just do it on my own. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 4 steps and 4 tips on how to become a regional vice president, become a senior vice president, and ultimately have full ownership of your business. Now, step 1 is you have to become a regional vice president. I truly believe getting to regional vice president should really be one of the first goals that you try to accomplish here. But you have to know exactly what it takes to become a regional vice president. Whatever your regional vice president is telling you right now, whatever base shop you're working out of, just run their play. Whatever their play is, whether you like it or not, just go with what they're telling you. They've already been there. They know how to do it, all right? And just do on a daily basis what they tell you to do, all right? But you can become a regional vice president faster than you think. And most of you are already closer than you think you are to regional vice president. So I think step 1 on your way to ownership is you have to become an RVP. You have to become a regional vice president in Primerica. That's truly what I believe is step 1 to get there. And I understand there's lots of ways to get there, but if you want to get there building a business and having a hierarchy and having freedom along the way, then go and develop regional vice presidents, okay? But become a regional vice president first. So once you become a regional vice president, then step 2 is to go out and get your $100,000 ring. There's something about wearing this $100,000 ring that proves to you and proves to everybody in your office and everybody in your team that you know how to do Primerica. To me, it's not about the $100,000 that hit your bank account. It's about the feeling and the idea that you did it and being able to wear this ring and be part of that club of $100,000 earners. Now, you have to figure out what it's going to take in your base shop and on your team to get to $100,000. You know, for me and what I've saw in the company is a base shop that has 25 to 30 licensed people on your team, then you have an opportunity to make $100,000 a year. So I think once you become a regional vice president, then step 2 is you've got to go out and get that $100,000 ring. Because when we talk about regional vice president, we talk about RVPs making $100,000, making a 6-figure income. And when you wear that ring, that just shows all the new districts, all the divisions, all the new recruits in your office that you already know how to do it and that you can teach them how to do it as well. So step 1, become a regional vice president. Step 2, go out and get your $100,000 ring. And then step 3 is, I think, really the key to getting to ownership, and that's building a base shop big enough to where you can promote other regional vice presidents. You know, I think your independence in Primerica will come from how many independent people you have independent of you. So whatever that base shop looks like, for me and my organization, we want to focus on building a $30,000 base shop. We believe if we can build a $30,000 to $40,000 base shop, we could have a healthy enough base shop where we can start developing regional vice presidents. And when we start developing regional vice presidents, then they can go out on their own. And when those regional vice presidents, when they go out on their own, what should their step be? Their step is to try to get that $100,000 ring, because they're going to be trying to do exactly what I'm teaching them to do and exactly what I'm doing on my own. So once step 1, become an RVP. Step 2, get your $100,000 ring. Step 3, build a base shop big enough that you can start developing regional vice presidents. And here's the thing. When you develop 3 direct regional vice presidents, then you become a senior vice president. And I think it's step 4, becoming a senior vice president, that's where you can truly maximize the compensation, truly maximize the bonuses in Primerica. A senior vice president who maxes out all the bonuses, okay, can make $300,000 a year. You can hit that goal, all right? But you've got to get to step 1 first. No one goes from step 1 all the way to step 4. Just go to step 1 first. Do what it takes to become a regional vice president. Step 2, go out and get your $100,000 ring. Step 3, build a base shop big enough that you can develop other regional vice presidents until you become a senior vice president. And when you're a senior vice president, just max out all the compensation. Max out all the bonuses every single month. All right? Maxing it out right now as a senior vice president, that's a $20,000 base shop, $75,000 through first, and you're maxing out the comp as an SVP. And what I've seen in the past, anybody that's doing that is making $300,000 a plus and has full ownership of their business. Now listen, this doesn't have to take 10 years to happen. You can go out and you can do this in 3 to 5 years. When I joined Primerica in 2003, by 2008, we were making $300,000 a year. 5 years in this business. 5 years in this business. This doesn't take forever. When I joined the business, I was 30 years old, and everybody told me retirement age was 60. That meant I was going to have to do something from age 30 to age 60 for 30 more years. And it crushed me thinking about doing something for 30 more years. But when I got in Primerica, they said you could take that 30 years and turn it into 3 to 5. And we worked like crazy. We stayed focused. We didn't take any time off because our ultimate goal was ownership. We wanted to own the business that we were building. So my prayer for you is you go out and do it. You go out and stay focused. Go get to an RVP. If you're not an RVP, get to RVP. If you're an RVP and you don't have the ring, then go get that ring. If you have that ring and you're not developing RVPs yet, go build a base shop big enough to do that. And when you get to SVP, max out the comp and get full ownership of your business. And I'm telling you, then you can look in the mirror and go, man, I did it. What I strided out to do and what I looked to do, we went after it hard and we made it happen. So I hope this helps. I hope you go after it as hard as we did, and this company can change your life the way it changed ours. So go make it happen, and we'll have fun watching you do it.
If you're serious about learning securities basics from one of the best in our business, then Omar Oropez's Securities Bootcamp is for you. Loaded with detailed information, tips, and explanations, the complete presentation tackles important subjects you need to master. Omar trains on all things mutual funds, covering retirement plans, variable and fixed annuities, and more, plus a segment on how you get paid. Omar Oropez's Securities Bootcamp, available now in the company store and on POL.
Welcome to Training for Champions. I'm Tom Welton.
And I'm Kim Welton.
We're regional vice presidents in Colorado Springs, Colorado. Today we want to talk about referrals and getting referrals and really how you build your business through referrals. You know, I always say you wouldn't go on a road trip from, Massachusetts to California without refueling, right? You got to get gas. You got to keep fueling your car. Well, it's the same with your business. You can't build a business if you don't keep refueling it. And that's really what referrals are. It's not so much about the appointment you're on right now, but where are you going to next, right? And that's really the mindset we want to get you to start thinking about today is it's not just this appointment, it's where am I going to go to after this and where am I going to go to after that and what's the next appointment and the next appointment. And so, Kim, let me ask you, when you're out there on appointments and you're sitting with families at the kitchen table, what's some of the things you're doing and some of the things you say throughout that appointment to get great quality referrals?
Ask a lot of questions. One of the best ways that you can get leads is relating to the people across the table from you. So one of the things I'll ask is, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, has anybody ever come into your home and sat with you at the kitchen table and shared these proven financial concepts with you? Typically the answer is no. So when they say that, I would say, if they haven't sat with you and your family, is it fair to say that they probably haven't sat with any of your family and friends either? So that gets people to start thinking. That gets people to start questioning, wow, how would they ever learn this information if I don't introduce them to you?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think, it's important to be specific about the referrals you're asking for. So one of the things we do is we never just ask for referrals. Hey, can I get 5 referrals? Can I get 20 referrals? I want specific referrals, and I want referrals that are going to take me to the kind of people I want. So I specifically ask things like, hey, who do you know that's gotten married in the last 6 months? Who do you know that's moved in the last 6 months? Who do you know that's changed jobs or they've had a baby? We all know that anytime somebody has a major life event, that's a perfect time for them to reevaluate their finances, take a look at their life insurance coverage, and do all those kind of things. So be very specific about that. And then another area that you need to be very focused on is that you can use referrals to help you recruit across the kitchen table. one of the things you can do is obviously at the beginning, you're going to talk about, if you find our business great, we'd love to get some great quality referrals. If you like what we do, if you think we help people, then throughout the KT, you're going to continue to remind them that, hey, if you haven't seen this stuff, your friends and family probably haven't seen these things either. And you get them to start really thinking about that. Hey, that's true. And then at the end, when you really come into close and you say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, you said you'd give us some great referrals, and you do what I said, and you ask, hey, who do you know that's A, B, C, and D? Once you get that list, that's when you really have an opportunity to, again, try and recruit them across the kitchen table. Because you could say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I can call these referrals, and I can go sit down and see them, and I'll be able to help your family, and I'll get paid to do that. Or why don't you come with me, and we'll go see these people together, and then not only will we help your friends and family, but you get paid also. And so through that referral system, it's such a great way to, again, remind them that everybody needs what we do, that there's the need is everywhere, and that there's an opportunity for them to make some extra money. So going through that referral system, I think really from the beginning to the end, staying focused on it, continuing to bring it up to people and remind them that, hey, there's so much need out there. Who do you know? The people, your neighbor, right? The people at your church, the people that your kids go to school with, they don't know anything about what we're doing. And if we don't sit down with them, they're going to struggle financially. So Kim, kind of in closing, give us some final thoughts on really encouraging people. What's some final tips or tricks or just maybe a mindset on getting great quality referrals on every appointment to keep your business moving?
Well, the number one thing to remember is happy client, easy recruit. If your goal is really to recruit people just like you, the qualified people, then across the table really is the best way. They've seen the process, they've seen the carryback, now they are a happy client. It's really going to get them to start thinking, that didn't take a whole lot of time, that was a really easy way to make money, I see the product firsthand, I'm a very happy client. That's the best way to get them to become a recruit. They see the whole process, they understand the process. Now they have some buy-in there. Now they're going to say, hey, Tom, why don't you show me a little bit more about how you get paid?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think when you master the referral system, it's going to explode your business. It really will, because you're going to continue to feed the pipeline. Where I see people get frustrated is when they end an appointment and they don't have another appointment to go on. And so if you master that referral system, you master getting good qualified referrals, not just any name. Right? Understand your clients don't know any better. If you don't ask specific questions, you'll never get a specific answer. So ask specifically what you want for a referral. How do you want to build your business? You want to build your business by sitting down in a qualified market. So ask for specific qualified leads. Your clients don't know what that means, so that's where you're going to say, hey, here's exactly what I'm looking for. You guys know some people. So listen, we're just excited for everybody. I hope you got something from this. Go out, get some great referrals, and explode your business.
Hey team, stay tuned. There's more Training for Champions coming up.
Personalized messaging is available now. Tailor your message to your team with Sprint to District. It's a game changer that'll transform your business and help you grow a team that's faster, stronger, and more productive. Simply launch the Primerica app from any device. Then, access the RVP Sprint to District dashboard. You can upload a personalized welcome message, select customized content, stay informed with RVP tracker alerts, and deliver ongoing messages with the Rep dashboard. Use Sprint to District now and watch your business soar.
Welcome to Training for Champions. My name is Jewel Alston Cohen, Regional Vice President in Charleston, South Carolina, by way of a small community by the name of Awendaw. I'm part of the Earl hierarchy and just want to give you a few tips on what it takes to stick and stay in Primerica. I've been around for 22 years and I'm not an overnight success, but I came here to make some extra income for our family. In 1995, my mother lost 3 brothers in 4.5 months. 2 had cancer, 1 had an aneurysm, and none left wealth. So that kind of got me a little stirred up inside. And at the same time, me and my husband, we have 2 children, we had no college fund. And so I told myself we needed to find a way to make some extra income. So we started part-time. My first year in this business, I made $25,000 part-time. The second year, I made $50,000. So I was making $36,000 on my full-time job, so we made a decision to leave and do Primerica full-time. So I'm going to give you some tips on what it's going to take to stick and stay, even when the times get hard, when you feel like quitting, when you feel like throwing in the flag. These are some tips that helped me along the way. There are no shortcuts. It's not a straight line to winning. You're going to have some ups and downs. You're going to have people who are you think going to be on your side, but are not. The one person who I thought was going to be my biggest advocate was my mother. She was a school teacher, retired, and her whole focus in life was to stay on a good job. When I told her in 1997 I was going to leave, she told me, don't leave your good job. Flip side of that is when she became ill in August of 2012, I was the only daughter who was able to stay with her. So be careful who you listen to. Understand that you're going to have people who care about you, but don't understand the journey you're going to take. Embrace adversity. Understand that you're going to have some ups and downs in this business. There are going to be some times you're going to be challenged. Challenged by your teammates, challenged by the friends, challenged by your spouse. My husband, who is a supportive partner now, wasn't very supportive in the very beginning because he didn't understand Primerica and its concepts. He understood that I was leaving the house when I was at home. He understood that I was coming in late when I was home. But the big thing that was the change was when I started bringing in the income. You can't refute success. You can't refute income growing. You can't refute our bank accounts changing. So understand that adversity is going to come. Welcome it. Burn bridges. One big thing that helped me in this business was I burned bridges. Unfortunately, a lot of people want to look back. You can't look back. Once you understand that this is your journey. When I left my full-time job, I went to my employer's office, and he says, Jewel, go talk to this guy. He left and came back. So my first thought was, why would I go to someone who failed? But you've got to burn bridges. Too many times people feel that there is an option. I cut all my options. I made a decision that this is where I was going to plant my flag and that this was going to be my home. And again, a lot of times I was very afraid, but I knew at the same time that what else is left to do but to go forward. Burn those bridges. Mentally kill your job. I remember in 1996, we have something called an annual meeting at the job I formerly worked at, and we worked hard. And I told a coworker, I am never coming back here again. And in 22 years, I have never been back to this annual meeting they have. Never be afraid to reinvent yourself. In 1997, I'm not the same person I am today. It took a lot of work. Primerica, I call it the truth. Primerica makes you look at yourself internally, makes you understand that you can't be the same person and expect the change to come. The change you want, it starts within you. So reinvent yourself. Don't be afraid to admit that you need to do something different. I think that's the hardest thing for most people, to change, to do something different, to walk a different way, to talk a different way. So don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Dream big. That was one thing that I did in the beginning, but I got sidetracked. You know, where I come from, I'm a little small town, and so I was the big fish in this small pond. But to dream big means you have to include other people. So our dreaming started changing, our vision started getting bigger, and that included a lot of people. So that was another change in our business. That helped a lot of people understand that this is not just about us. Success is about you, significance is about other people. So we included a lot of people. Focus on the things you can control. A lot of times we see where things are not going the way we want it to go. The only thing you control is you and your attitude and your activity. So I focus on making sure that I can control those things. And my last point is this: you have to believe in yourself. There are going to be times when you're going to be shaken. You're going to think that nothing good is ever going to happen. Why have I put in these hours? You can't recruit anybody. People quit every day. You go to a house and it's a dark house. And you look around and you're by yourself. There were many nights I was driving on this highway, Highway 17, by myself, crying like, is this ever going to work? But I had to believe in myself. I had to believe that this was the way I had to do and to make a living and to change lives. And so as time got on, your belief starts growing. It's like a muscle. The more you do it, the bigger it gets. And so I started believing in myself. I started believing that this can work, that this will be my life's mission. And to this day, after 22 years, I'm more excited than ever. This is where we're going to plant our flag. We're not going anywhere. Primerica is the best place to be if you want to change lives and make dreams come true.
Hey team, what a powerful training for champions today. Hopefully you got a lot of information out of the speakers, and hopefully you're going to take some of these tips and you're going to go out and put them to work today in your Primerica business. Okay, go out there and get it done. The time has never been better for you to go out and win for your family. I can't wait to go watch you be a champion.